Is declaring a national emergency at the border and is sending U.S. troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. Next up, the economy. As Trump puts it, let's make America more affordable again. And in that respect, he plans to unleash energy policies.
I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
Wait, before you finish watching the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is King Messiah. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about Donald Trump signing the most executive orders ever from a sitting president on day one of being sworn in. What do you guys think? Let's get into some of the executive orders that he signed.
President Trump is wasting no time. Those who know him well say in his first term, he also tried to make big changes, but was told, slow down. Congress moves more slowly. This time, he is not wasting any time. Immigration, one of his key campaign promises, and that's where he's focused on day one. Trump is declaring a national emergency at the border and is sending U.S. troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. He also plans to end catch and release and does promise to continue building the wall. Trump plans to label drug cartels terrorist organizations. He also wants to end birthright citizenship. Now that's a constitutional protection, so he will need a constitutional amendment to change it. What he's calling for is this change going forward, not for those who have already received that protection. What is birthright citizenship? It means if you are born in this country, you are a citizen of this country. Even, let's say, your parents may be from another country, but if you are born here in the U.S., you are a U.S. citizen. As soon as he took office, he ended what many asylum seekers had been using. It's a mobile app called CBP One. It helped to restore order as those sought appointments at the border to try to get into the U.S. As soon as Trump took office, that CBP One app, it no longer existed. It was shut down. Next up, the economy. As Trump puts it, let's make America more affordable again. And in that respect, he plans to unleash energy policies.
I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
On the economy, we're looking for executive actions, not necessarily orders. As he sees it, these energy measures will reduce the cost of living. As far as core Republican conservative values promised all along by Trump during his campaign, he says those DEI policies, they're going away. Instead, he will be focused on colorblind and merit-based. He's also issuing a federal mandate that there are only two sexes, male and female. How might that impact all of us? Well, it could even impact your passport or other federal documents. It could impact education policy. It could impact the military. We're going to be watching that for sure. Overall, very busy day one start. We're already seeing legal challenges to what Donald Trump is proposing. We want to know from you. Do you agree with these changes? And what else would you like to see happen?
Well, there you have it. What are your thoughts on all these issues? I mean, from stopping the immigration loopholes, from creating the external tax revenue, which I think is brilliant. Why is there internal tax revenue used to build the streets and used to fund the infrastructure of America when America is one of the wealthiest countries on the planet? They should be able to sustain its infrastructure by taxing the external business dealings that America has. When America does business with China and other countries, the revenue and the profit from that should be brought back home to America to build the infrastructure or to sustain the infrastructure. So I love that policy that's going to be put in place, the external tax revenue. And hopefully one day Donald Trump may say, you know what? No more IRS, no more internal tax revenue. But that's something maybe I'm just dreaming there. Also, I think it's something interesting when they say there's only going to be two sexes. There's only going to be male or female. So all the transgenders that gets locked up, that's able to share a cell with the opposite sex, and that's all going to be stopped because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've heard of the stories where there's been a transgender person that ends up being housed in a biologically women's cell, and they end up taking advantage and graping. I said graping all of the, some of the inmates in the jail. So that has to be addressed. I mean, there's so many different points here. The energy, I mean, all the money we spend on energy and climate control, But look at the climate. It's still in disarray. So all the money we're spending, where is it going? It seems as if the climate is out of whack and it's crazier than it's ever been. So maybe there has to be an overhaul and a restructuring of how we deal with climate control, because the old way is not working. Hey, this is a disclaimer. I'm not a diehard Trump fan and I don't own a MAGA hat, but just because I can use my common sense, that does not make me a MAGA supporter and you are a sellout. You know, we have to stop treating politics like it's gangbanging, like it's the Bloods and the Crips, and oh my gosh, you said something positive about the ops and you're a sellout. Come on, people. We're human beings. We have common sense. And let me ask you all, now that Trump is the president of the United States, are you not going to support the president of the United States? And are you going to become lawless? Are you going to rebel, or are you going to flee and leave America and go live in maybe Africa or maybe China? Let's see how that works. Ultimately, and do you have respect for the man who holds the highest seat in America? Do you have respect for the president? You may not have respect for the president, but you're going to respect the law. This is King Messiah. I want you all to continue to support. About 90% of you all who are watching our videos are not subscribed. Let's change that up. Hit the button. It's free. It costs you nothing. What do you think about these executive orders? Which one stood out to you the most? Peace.
$1 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China with 1.4 billion people. We have 350 to pay. Nobody knows what we have because so many people came in illegally, but let's say we have 325. They had 1.4 billion. They were paying 39 million, we were paying 500 million. It seemed a little unfair to me.
Yes, sir. First, we have a list of pardons and commutations relating to events that occurred on January 6, 2021.
What's this one?
That's unleashing American energy, sir. It relates to easing permitting processes and other regulatory systems to ensure that we can produce.
500, has to pay more money. And if the BRICS nations wanted to be good, I was very...
Another embargo like the first term?
Well, it could be, but it's to make a deal. I don't know if Putin does, it might not. No, I can't, it's being set up. Zelensky wants to make a deal. I don't know if Putin does, it might not. He should make a deal. I think he's destroying Russia by not making a deal. I think Russia's going to be in big trouble. You take a look at their economy, you take a look at the inflation in Russia. So I would hope, I got along with him great, and I would hope he wants to make a deal.
Mr. President, you U.S. sanctions on Russia